My name is Stipek. I'm the principal here at Regent International School. Welcome to the weekly updates. So last week you heard from Mr. Williams, who stepped in while I was away leading an inspection. And being away on an inspection is actually a great opportunity to see how other schools operate, as well as give them some feedback. And it's certainly wonderful to pick up new ideas, as well as give the school guidance about what they're doing right and where they can improve. Now this week has been a very busy week. I think the biggest element, the biggest event was the United Arab Emirates National Day Assembly, which we led yesterday. And it was a student-led assembly. And the purpose was for our students to really appreciate UAE as a country. And the theme really for that was home away from home. We focused on diversity. We're a very international school. But the one thing that really binds us is that we are all here, whether as citizens or guests. And that was the message. And so students learned a lot from their peers about UAE, about the history, about the culture. And they were treated to some wonderful cultural aspects of, for example, there was a camel and a falcon, as well as traditional dancing. So well done to those parents actually who helped us during the day, and I do know that the kids had a wonderful time. A couple of weeks ago, I had the pleasure of speaking with the student leaders, representatives of the student leaders, and this week I actually sat down with 4 of them for a lunch, and it was a very informal event where we got to eat and I got to know them a little bit and actually speak about how they feel about the school and how the school is preparing them for life beyond secondary. The one thing about Regent is, of course, that we try to develop the community, and so events are not only happening here on site for the students, but we also try to involve our parents. Sometimes we have parents come in and help us. So for example, RIS helped very much during the UAE National Day celebrations. But we also had an event for the parents. It was a parent networking event where the parents got to connect together, got to know each other, as well as think about how together they can leverage their expertise perhaps to help our students learn from their experience. Here at Regent, we focus on environmental and sustainability quite a bit. We try to work with the students for them to understand the environment we live in, how to look after our planet. And so later in this video, I will be sitting down with Miss Laura Whyte to actually learn about what she does with the students, both in school as well as outside of the school. One of the events actually this week was our year 10 students and some business students had the opportunity to meet with one of our parents who spoke to them about what his company, Aquafina, does in terms of changing their business practices to become more environmentally friendly. I'm very excited about today's interview because I'm standing here in our forest school with Laura Whyte, and I've got some questions for her to find out more about what the school is doing about sustainability and the initiatives around environment. So welcome, Laura.
Thank you for having me.
So I think the first question is, I know we're working as a school towards the Eco School accreditation. So I'd like to hear more about that.
So in addition to our already successful Forest School programme, this year we hope to become an eco school. Now, there are lots of moving parts on the journey to become an eco school. And the first most important one is creating an eco committee. Mm-hmm. So this year, at the start of the year, we formed an eco committee which includes children from years 2 to 6, 2 members of each year group. Now, it was a very hard selection process. Over 100 children applied. They wrote letters to explain why they want to be on the committee. Wow. So now we have our fully formed group who drive positive environmental change within the school. Now, in term 2, we're opening that up to our parent community. So our wider community are going to get involved. So
Will they have to apply?
they'll express their interest. So if they have a particular interest in environment and sustainability, or they work in that field and want to help, want to get involved to make Regent a better place, we'd love to have them on board with us. We also have eco warriors in every single class, and they help implement that positive environmental change. So the Eco Committee have already been working really hard this year. They've evaluated the school in terms of environment and sustainability, looking at key areas like litter, water, transport, energy, and they've found out what we're already doing well and where we need to go next. This informs an action plan, targets which we're going to monitor and evaluate throughout the year. So in addition to all the hard work the Eco Committee are doing, we also have Eco School lessons for all primary age children, where the children gain a broader understanding of issues such as plastic pollution and climate change, and that knowledge will hopefully encourage them to be the change makers both inside and outside of school.
So you've given us an overview. Can you give us some specific examples of how kids can get involved in the initiatives?
Perfect. So in school, last year we introduced recap recycling. So you may have seen lots of purple bins situated around schools that we recycle plastic and metal in. This year we've taken it even further. We have green recycling bins, and in that the children recycle paper. So we're looking to expand our recycling programme year on year. We also grow our own herbs and vegetables in school in the hydroponics units. That's another way we can be environmentally conscious. There's lots of environmental benefits to growing produce without soil. The children use those herbs and vegetables in lessons, and they can also take them home to use in their own kitchens. Tala from Year 5 created a lovely pesto sauce using basil.
Wow.
So it's nice to see the children engage in these initiatives, both inside and outside of school. Finally, we aim to educate our children, as I mentioned, both in the Eco School lessons and through working with outside projects and initiatives. So over this term, there's been lots of engagement working with other projects and initiatives such as the Dubai Turtle Rehabilitation Project. The children learned more about turtles from Eduardo, the biologist, and found out more about the important work they do, and they got a chance to feed the turtles, which they thoroughly enjoyed. And even this morning we had a visit from a Pepsi representative to talk to our secondary pupils about how the company works sustainably, and it really highlights the importance of the work that they can do, the small achievable steps to make the world a better place.
So currently here in Dubai, we have a very exciting thing happening around environment and sustainability, and that's the COP28. How are our students involved in that event?
Perfect. So today actually COP starts in Dubai. It involves international leaders from around the world meeting in Dubai to talk about climate related issues. Now in school we've started to prepare over the last couple of weeks. We have visited Expo where COP is being held and taken part in a gaff tree planting workshop that the Expo Schools programme is running. It was thoroughly enjoyed by our Year 6 leadership team. They planted gaff seeds that will be looked after in a local nursery for 2 years before being planted across the UAE. So there are lots of exciting initiatives in Dubai that have been taking place in the run-up to COP. Next week our children are extremely lucky to be visiting COP. Children from our Eco Committee, our Eco Warriors and selected students across secondary are visiting COP on Tuesday and Wednesday next week. They get a chance to explore the pavilions and the COP green zone hubs to broaden their knowledge of climate related issues. And also we're holding a short film event. A company are coming in to show our students films related to COP28 and sustainability. So it's a really exciting time for the signature programme.
It certainly is, and thank you so much for sharing all of the wonderful initiatives which frankly go beyond what happens here on this very space. And it's not just the lessons, it's actually the units, it's actually the thinking that you're trying to change in our students and in the community. So thank you for that. Thank you for everything you do.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me.
Next week will be a short week. Obviously, it's only really a 3.5-day week, but it's an action-packed week. And so you can see all of the events that we have lined up for you here on the screen. For me now, it's time to wish you a very enjoyable, long weekend. Thank you.